Hi friends, welcome back to my studio. I'm Katie and I've heard you want more passport videos. So let's do it. This is my sterling ink common planner in the vertical passport and I've been using it since the beginning of the year and since July. I had made a mock-up that I've been using for the last 6 months. So I feel fairly confident in mine, although it is changing, but I understand that some people, this is still very new and they're interested to get some ideas and input. So let's look at the first 2 weeks. I did a plan with me for the first week of the year and I'll put a link to that below. But let's look at it really quickly. So the pencil are all memory keeping things that I add later. But I went ahead and put all my timed appointments in this top section, days specific or attempted day specific tasks at the bottom, mail and errands, and a habit tracker down here at the bottom. All of this went like it has for the last 6 months. This past week, week 2, went a little differently. For one thing, I didn't run any errands during the week. That's not entirely true, but not any of them like after work, which is usually what this denotes. I've been terrible at filling out this habit tracker at the bottom. I've put that there in the past because I'm bad at flipping to my habit tracker, and so I wanted to have a place on my weekly view where I remembered to go back and look at that. But actually the way I've been using that other page, and I'll talk about that in a minute, means that I'm actually looking at this page way more often. And so I've been good about filling out my habit tracker and I've been bad about filling out my habit tracker. So I might cut that for now, although in the future, if I have trouble going back to that quarterly page, I will put it back in. And then you'll notice that I didn't really use this tasks across the bottom section. A little bit, but not very much. And I'll have to see how that plays out going forward, if that's just that this was a weird week. We got a big snowstorm. I didn't plan too much, but the other thing is that I made a weekly list elsewhere, and so I put the things that were day specific, or not day specific, but things I wanted to do on a specific day, but there weren't that many things, and so actually just having a non-day list here was more useful. The other thing I did is that I have these page flags. These are for things that I, want to do every week, and I just move them. I actually already did my weekly reflections. I thought I would like doing those on Monday morning. It turns out that I do like doing them on Sunday, so I didn't know that. But these are for, things that I kind of want to take up some visual space. So I just move them. So like during the week, this was here. And one of my goals this year is to do at least one phone-free afternoon a week. And it doesn't actually matter to me what day that is, but I want it to be prominent. And this big page flag takes up a lot of visual space, and it's differently colored and whatever, so it was hard to ignore and it kept it top of mind and it helped me actually do it. Whereas if it were just like a task that blended in with everything, I think I'd have a harder time really keeping it top of mind. So I've been putting those here, but I'm going to put them aside for the moment while we do the plan with me. So I'm going to set up the base of the week. Right now, I'll speed through it. Since it's been snowing, I had to take a little snow footage for the viewers of mine that I know that I have in like Australia, where snow is like a really magical, hopefully someday kind of thing for them. So I'll put that in while I speed through this, and then we'll go back and actually like get into the guts of it. As for the rings, this planner setup thing is a video I plan on doing. I have it slotted for next week. So next week you should see what's going on here, how I set it up, how it's working for me. I just wanted to have a couple of weeks of experience underneath my belt before I talked about it. So you're seeing it, I'm using it. It's working great, but I wanted to have, by that point, I'll have 3 weeks of experience. All right, enough blabber, let's go. All right, I am back. All I did was put some color in the sections on my page. I skipped the habit thing at the bottom. I need to do something about my highlight color. It is getting slowly darker and harder to see through, so I gotta do something about that. I have been using it for a while, and I think I've got a little bit of evaporation in that pen. But anyway, before I fill this in, what I'm going to do actually is my weekly task list. And I am using the MakseLife system to kind of help guide that. So MakseLife has beautiful planners and systems in a lot of different kinds of formats. But they also do have some free content as printables, which is what I am using. I'll put a link to their stuff below. You just give them your email address and you can get a fair amount of stuff for free, and also from their YouTube channel, some of the like behind the scenes kinds of stuff. So I'm using this weekly actions page that I made looking at my monthly goals and my annual goals. And I'm going to use that to help populate this list. So let me show you last week's. So I have things associated with these goals with the dot markers next to them. And then I do have just other tasks. And some of these I've done and some of them I have not. I did this one. I've only done this for 1 week, but what I appreciate about this is that I'm well on my way to marking off all of the dot marker ones. It's Sunday morning here, and I feel good about where I am on these because I did the weekly reflections and actions, and I've made good progress on these pricings. So I still need to water the plants, but what I appreciate about this visually is that it's a way of identifying what tasks are like important. And obviously there's lots of ways that one can do this, but it's easy to add things to my task list that aren't important. And that doesn't mean I don't do them, but it's helpful to see which things move me towards my monthly and annual goals and which things are just like, if they happen, great. If they don't happen, oh well. And it's nice to see that really clearly and really visually. So I'm going to fill that in now. I don't have, MakseLife sells like colored dot markers for exactly their colors of life, but I find that the shuttle art ones, which I already had and are quite cheap, do a great job of being pretty close to the colors, and I don't want to buy anything new. So I'm going to look at my weekly actions and I'm going to add them. Some of these, maybe I'll talk through them and then you don't have to watch me write. So some of these go in my habit tracker. So keep up with my 5-year journal and my journal every day. That's in my habit tracker. I don't need to put that on my weekly list. But make back planning progress on my journal, that is a thing that needs to go on here. And so I'll put the marker and I'll drop all my pens and I'll write it down, right? So then I've got stepper daily and 2 liters of water daily. That's both on my habits, but meal plan early in the week isn't. And I'm gonna add to that also grocery shop. Phone free afternoon isn't a habit tracker thing. That's a weekly thing. I mean, it kind of is, but I'm gonna go ahead and put that here and do some feasibility stuff for the possibility of going to Atlanta. I'll put that on there. This is a habit weekly check-in. That's my reflections and whatever. So I'll go ahead and put that. I don't have anything for work and learning this week. I need to go to the bank. I hate going to the bank. And then I want to make cards. So like this is like an interesting thing. If I look at when I was thinking about my family and relationships, like making and sending cards to my aunt and my friend, like that is the sort of thing that like I think my goal for this week, we're gonna actually make this with you. We're gonna make cards, send card, and then text a friend. Those are all on here. Some of these are weekly habits, and I do put the weekly habits on here, but I don't put the dailies. Water plants. Clean my desk every day and pick up my clothes every day is a daily habit. Getting rid of the box for my stepping machine, and cleaning off my craft table. So those are all color coordinated goals that will, like, some of them seem really small, but they are in line with my annual goals, and so they help keep me focused. So I'm gonna go ahead and write these down, and then I'm also gonna transfer anything from my like non-goal related tasks that I still like want to do. So I'm gonna do that and I'll be back. All right, so I've got that all laid on here, and let's talk about my habit trackers real quick, because I think this might be interesting for people. So I've never used one of these pages for habit trackers before. I know lots of people talk about it, lots of people do it, lots of people fail to do it. So, like, I get it. I'm only 2 weeks in, so like I can't pretend that like I am some outstanding person who like really nails this. I've been doing good so far, but I don't know, we'll see. But let me talk about how I'm using it. So the Passport version of this has 5 lanes here, and I use them to track 5 different things, although I think you could do a 6th and a 7th if you wanted to. And then I do have my weekly habit trackers here, and my monthly habit trackers here in the Q1. So for example, I have the JoJo's Pretty Paper Shop Advent Calendar, which is like 1 set of stickers a month, and I'm really afraid that I'm going to forget about it during the month. So I have it here for in Q1 to use it in month 1, 2, and 3, and I've already used it in January. Then I have the same thing kind of here for the weekly habit trackers, where I have like contact a friend. That's one of my goals for 2024, is every week to send like an unsolicited text to a friend who I haven't talked to in a while. Water plants, and a phone-free afternoon. And I have the week numbers here, and I mark them off when I do it, and I hope to keep doing that. I do have a monthly, I should put this on my monthly goals. We'll put that under work and learning, LLC paperwork. I gotta remember to put that on a weekly goal. But going down the list, what it's nice about this is, at least while I'm doing this every day, they are right here. They are super visible. And I like that about the quarterly pages in the Sterling ink, is that I can just they keep being on the page together. And I really like that. Let's talk about my habit tracking notation really quick. So I'm doing a low bar, high bar, which is an idea that I saw from Jessica at Joshi Curran. I'll put a link to her habit video, which is the idea that you make the low bar something that's like incredibly easy to do. For me, on my stepping machine every day, my low bar is to stand on it. to put my feet on it. Even if I don't do anything else, that is my low bar. That counts as success. You'll notice I've never done just the low bar. So the way I do it is that low bar is like this, high bar is like that. Not doing it is just a dot. That's how this works. Some of the low bars and high bars are different. So let's talk about the first one. Here's my morning routine. And it's worth talking about. Many of these habits are not new, or at least not brand new. 5 habits, and honestly it's more than 5 habits here, is a lot to have new, but a lot of these are ones that I used to have last year and then that totally dropped when I went on vacation and got COVID and like just everything went to hell. So it's me trying to reintroduce those goals. So the sunrise is my morning routine. One dash of the X is to do my 5-year journal for the day before. The other dash of the X is to do my like daily devotional, right? And so I mark them 1 and 2. The stepper is my goal is my low bar is just to stand on it. My high bar is to do it for the length of a YouTube video. Doesn't matter how long the YouTube video is. Pills, one of them is my morning supplements. The other one is my nighttime meds. Very good at that one. So those are long-standing habits, but the fact that they happen in the morning and the afternoon and I'm already good at doing them and I like checking them off helps bring me to this page multiple times a day. And you'll see that here in some of the other ones. Then I've got a nighttime routine. One of them is to pick up my clothes at the end of the day and put them away. I used to have a long-standing habit of just leaving them in a pile, and I'm tired of it. And so that's that. And the other one is to make sure my desk is clean enough to do my 5-year journal the next morning. So I like that these habits self kind of reinforce. It's hard to do my 5-year journal if I don't have a clean desk. And it's important to me to do my 5-year journal, so they kind of self-regulate a little bit. The last one is my water, and I've never been a water tracker, and I've always rolled my eyes at people who track their water. And then I got a kidney stone. It's a stone in my kidney. It's not causing me any pain, but the doctor says you should be drinking at least 2 liters a day. So I'm doing that, and I'm actually doing it in half dashes because I have a half-liter water bottle that I want to drink at least 4 times. And so I'm doing half dashes. And so, I did my morning, my like first thing before breakfast one here, and then later I'll extend it to the full length of the dash. And so these habits, some of them are well established, some of them are new, and they're dispersed throughout the day in a way that makes me come back to this page over and over and over again during the day. And so far that has worked. We will see. Who knows? I am well known to fall off the wagon, so we'll find out. But so far that's going well. The only other habit I've got going on is my, this is my like low buy kinds of ones. And again, high bar and low bar. Bought outside the rules is a dot, bought within the rules is the low bar. Bought nothing is the high bar, and I'm hoping to do that for the whole year. That one I don't expect to change. The weekly ones here, I might keep exactly the same ones for the quarter or the month. We will see. So those might change, but that one is a full year goal. I hope that was interesting and made sense. We've done a lot of jibber jabber, and we have not technically planned anything, although there's really not that much on my schedule here. So let's just go ahead and finish this out. So Monday is MLK Day. which is not a holiday for me, but it is for my husband. So I'm just gonna mark it there. And then I've got my Google Calendar out in front of me, and so I'm just going to cross-reference anything. I don't have any timed appointments on Monday. On Tuesday, I have my weekly meeting at work. My husband has a doctor's appointment, but I don't really need to note that. I don't think I have anything timed on Wednesday. On Thursday at 4, there's a reception I need to go to at work for one of my coworkers. It's a really, really light week in terms of timed appointments, because I think that's it. I don't have a very appointment heavy lifestyle, which is a thing I appreciate about my lifestyle. Okay, so I've done that. Let's fill in some weekly things that I know happen every week. So I call my mom. Oh, except that she's actually not going to be there to receive that call. So I'm not going to call her. No, whatever. I don't like whiteout. I'm just gonna write it and not do it. Maybe I'll do it, we'll see. But she's not gonna be home. I call her on that. Let's look through here and see. I water plants on Sunday. Anything here? And then next is to look at this list and see what things I want to assign to a day. So I'm going to meal plan on Tuesday. I don't know what day I'll go to the grocery store. I want a phone-free afternoon. I like it on Wednesdays, but I don't know. I'm actually gonna put this here so that it's in my face about it, but I'm not gonna schedule it for a specific day. I'm not going to schedule Atlanta feasibility, weekly actions and reflections. I've been doing on. And then I do put like a dot. I got this from Cindy. I put a dot on ones I've scheduled, although some of these are a little dark. Go to PNC. That has to be on Friday. I'm sorry, on Saturday. They're not open on Sunday. And I work during the week. Birthday cards. What would be a good day? You know, so I'm not going to put that on here. Birthday cards would be an excellent thing to do on my phone-free afternoon. So I'm going to do those together, I think probably on Wednesday, but I'm not going to schedule them. So I think that's all I'm going to schedule ahead of time. I like to have a little bit of the ability to follow my muse for the day. I don't know what I'm going to feel in the mood for on each day. I don't have Baldur's Gate scheduled yet with Nick, but it's probably going to happen. I like to have the ability to see if I'm feeling creative on this day, or if I'm feeling like reading a book or whatever. I don't like to box myself in, and I don't like to have to rearrange things. So I'm happy to leave it pretty open to how the day actually feels and goes, and kind of respect that, if that makes sense. There's really laughably little on this planner right now, but I hope you got a sense of how this system is currently working for me and some inspiration. I'll leave the links to MakseLife stuff. I will film a video this week about this guy and how it works. what I've got going on. So keep an eye open for that if that's a thing that interests you. And we can come back and talk about the Passport Planner again sometime soon. I should film some B6 content as well, because my 2023 one, I still owe some flip throughs. So those are coming. But in the meantime, I hope you have a wonderful January. If you are covered in snow, stay safe, stay warm, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, friends.